Yeah, go ahead.
How about them other
Cowboys?
other other
Wait,
Texas
not the
team?
Cow. The,
Other
the other
Texas team.
Texas team?
The other Texas
Not the
team.
Cowboys.
Not the
Oh, how about
Cowboys.
them Texans?
Yes.
Wow.
Is the
What's
future
going on
bright?
then?
Is the future bright for those Texans? I started off the
Man,
predictions.
kick us off. Kick us off because I
I
got a lot
started
to say
off
with
the
this.
predictions. All right. Um,
Oh, you want me
I'm
to
just
start it
joking.
off?
I'm just joking. It's not. I got
Oh,
you.
okay.
I got. I
I
got
got
it.
a lot
I
to
got it.
say. I got a lot to say.
The Texans' future is very bright. I need to look into their defense a little bit because apparently they've been playing stingy. So I gotta do some research. I gotta do some tape. I gotta do some tape watching on the Texas defense. But that offense, when we look at how well these dudes are performing, and not only that, how young that team is. Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Damian Pierce, CJ Stroud, Dalton Schultz is an underrated tight end. Had really good years with Dallas, very good years. And I'm pretty sure he's only like a season or two in. He's only like two or
No,
three seasons in, right?
no. He's up there a little bit in age.
He
He's in his twenties. He's in his twenties. He's in his twenties, but I think late twenties. I
what was
think.
he? This is his. This is his. He's
How
27.
old is
He's
he?
27. He's 27. So he's
Oh,
old.
okay.
He's old. But
Not old.
like
That's good,
outside
especially for
of
a tight
Dalton
end.
Schultz, all everybody
Especially
else,
for a tight end.
all the rest of their offense is under 27. Besides Robert
Yeah.
Woods, like so they're not only are they good right now, they're only going to get better, and
Yeah.
they're only going to get better, and they're not even like they don't even have they're not going to be in their prime yet. Like these young receivers that they got are only going to get better. Their offense is only going to get better. I'm sure they're going to add better O line around C.J. Stroud. Damian Pierce is a formidable running back. We saw it last year. Give him a good offensive line and a pass game. He should be wearing teams down in the third and fourth quarter. This little dude has big strength. Like I think the future is very bright for this. I would not be surprised if they make the play. I would not be surprised if they made a run in that AFC South. I know we got Jacksonville over there. I can't. I need to see Texans and Jacksonville play right now because I need to see it. I need to see it because I really
What
believe the Texans can
what
make a run.
what are you seeing from this Texans team that got you believing in them so much though?
The offense right
Like
now, like
what? Like what?
CJ Stroud is really getting these young receivers the ball. Like Nico Collins wasn't like that last year. Like that just gotta mean CJ Stroud is him. Like it had
Mm.
like that offense was so bad last year they got the number 2 overall pick. Like for and I know that D'Amico Ryan's great defensive corner, so D'Amico Ryan's might just have that defense looking good. D'Amico Ryan, like they got a good coaching staff too. They might have an overrated defense, but D'Amico Ryan's got those boys playing better than they actually are. You know what I mean? I don't think they really got much studs over there, but if you play into D'Amico Ryan's system, you saw what that Nana defense did last year. I mean, they got superstars on that team, but D'Amico Ryan's
Hmm.
had that defense looking stout. They always gonna look stout, but I love it. I think they got a really good offense, and I think their defense is overperforming because of D'Amico Ryan's, and I don't see that stopping. They're gonna win games. Do not ever bet against the Texans, please. That's good because they're gonna be in every game. I I remember week one they gave Lamar Jackson a little bit of trouble in that first half, and I thought it was the Ravens that were just overrated like always. But nah, I think the Texans were always there. Just took them a few weeks to get a taste of victory, and I think they're 3-1 since I think they started 0-2, and I think they're 3-1 since that. So and they got a chance to they're playing. Do they have? Oh, they have a bye this week, so they get a full week to get even better.
I mean, let's start right. Let's start from the beginning with these Texans. I mean, the Houston Texans literally.
It's bad.
have nothing to hang their hat on in terms
Besides
of
Deshaun Watson's one
in
one
terms
playoff
of
win.
in terms of the history involved with that team. When you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, all time franchise, just one of the greatest. New York Giants, one of the greatest franchise. San Francisco 49ers, your San Francisco 49ers,
Say
one
it with
of
your
the
chest.
greatest, one of the greatest franchises. Baltimore Ravens, one of the greatest franchises. You got it's just teams, even the Cleveland Browns, believe it or not, for all of the younger viewers out there, prior to the Super Bowl era, were one of the dominant teams in the National Football League. And I know I'm forgetting of for you or the New England Patriots history. So I say all that to say, man, like this team, nothing to hang their hat on in their history in terms of the Lombardi trophies and champions, nothing. And it was because of the organization, top down, everybody working in the offices on all. I'm not gonna say on all phases. You probably had some good work being done in the community, stuff like that. But in terms of the people that were involved heavily in making personnel choices, um, in certain office spaces and on the football field, have been doing absolutely horrible, horrible. Done their players horrible. And so, even Andre Johnson, one of their greatest, if not their greatest wide receiver that they've ever had there. And before DeAndre Hopkins showed up, they're probably neck and neck, if I'm being honest. But
They had a really good year with who was the quarterback when Andre Johnson was going off. They did have like a really good year with man, who was their
and
quarterback?
I'm not even talking about like solid years. I'm like where they made a playoff run. I'm talking about they don't have a Super Bowl appearance on their belt. I want to say that they've never even been to the AFC Championship game. And so
Quick news, real quick. Quick news, I gotta interrupt for all the baseball fans out there. Houston just scored 3 runs in the top of the ninth to take a 5-4 lead against the Rangers.
what
Unreal.
game is that?
ALCS, it's tied 2
No, I'm
2.
saying what game? Oh, 2-2, game five.
Game 5. They were down 2 runs in the top of the
That's best
ninth.
out of seven, right?
Yeah, 2 runs. They were down 2-0 in the series. This is the World Series
Mm-hmm.
chance from last year, everybody. Houston Astros won the
Mm-hmm.
World Series last year. They were down 2-0 to the Texas Rangers in the series. Won 2 games on the road. This is the third road game. Down 2 runs in the top of the ninth. Took a 5-4 lead and looks like they're about to take a 3-2 lead in the series. Unbelievable. Houston trying to they got a lot of proving to do after that cheating scandal. So
Houston, stand up. Houston, stand up.
we
And
talking about them. We're talking about the
Houston,
city of
stand up.
Houston right now. Like
Houston, stand up. And my fiance would hate me saying this, but Houston is a beautiful city. Houston
I
is
might have to turn
he would
that
hate me
game on in the
saying that.
background
He would
here.
hate me saying that for other reasons. But I'm just genuinely saying that Houston is a beautiful city. She might think I'm talking about other things. I'm obviously not. You're the only one, the apple of my eye. But Houston is a beautiful city, man. If any single men um want to try to find you a lady, Houston is a beautiful city, man. And so Houston, stand up right now. Houston Astros looking to go
I might
back to
have to
back,
turn that
and
game on in the background.
we're
They
talking
got a
about
runner
these
on
Houston
first.
Texans. Oh yeah, I'll close my point about the Houston Texans
Yeah, good.
real quick. What I'm just saying is, even the ex wide receiver Andre Johnson, one of the best wide receivers in their franchise history, even said, like, man, nah, that Houston organization be moving a little funny. Like when things were going on with Deshaun Watson, Andre Johnson took Deshaun Watson's back for reasons that I can't even disclose. I have no idea. Like only he knows what happens over there. Andre Johnson does organizationally, and so when you look at
Matt
that, when you look at the way
Schaub.
that
Matt Schaub was their quarterback. I was trying
Matt
to.
Sharp, when you look
Yeah.
at the way that and Arian Foster was a running back, when you look at the
Yeah.
way that they handled the DeAndre Hopkins trade, like this organization just doesn't make great decisions. And then you talk
Yeah,
about
I
the
can see
hire,
this game on.
D'Amico Ryans, right? The D'Amico Ryans hire. They darn near had a parade for this dude. D'Amico Ryans, defensive coordinator last year for the 49ers, who were atop the NFL in defensive rankings. This guy had those 49ers running wild last year. Hire him. Ex Houston Texans player. They had a parade for this dude. Like the whole front
The
office
Battle of Texas.
had a parade for this dude when he came, and I'm just sitting there looking at like they never did that for any head coaching hire in the past. They really must believe in this dude, and they really must be relinquishing all decisions, most decisions, personnel decisions, especially to this dude, D'Amico Ryans. Like, so I'm like, okay, like
He's
I
a hell
started
of
to
a
buy into
coach.
the
He's a hell
I
of a
started to
coach.
buy into I started to buy into D'Amico Ryan, started to look at his coaching tree and see where he came from and the defensive minds that helped fine-tune his defensive minds. And so I believe in D'Amico Ryans as a head coach. Then you look at the personnel decisions that he's made so far. First of all, you already had Stingley there from a previous draft pick, but that plays right into his coaching style. And then he goes out, draft Bama's Will Anderson, who is an absolute freaking stud, day one stud already. And so that was like just understanding what he's doing with that defense, seeing how they're playing defensively. And then when you consider the fact that they made a draft pick in CJ Stroud that is proven to be the right draft pick, like you got to understand, he brought the a coordinator, offensive guy from the 49ers over with them to Houston Texans. I want to say he wasn't the lead offensive coordinator of the 49ers, but I think he was like
No
like
one's really the
like
lead on Kyle Shanahan's team.
I think he was like the coach quarterback or whatever, working with the offense in whatever role. He brought him over and made him the offensive coordinator. So they got things going on over there offensively and defensively that I'm buying into. They got the quarterback, as we can see now. Things are definitely looking up, and I'm looking forward to it looking up because I love the city of Houston. And they deserve a really good football team.